Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is technical analysis of the stock market today. Today is Tuesday, February 17th. We're going to take a look at the markets the way we usually do, and we've just had one day of trading. And then we're going to dive into look at four stocks: Facebook, FEYE, First Solar, and Goldcorp. And I apologize, I am struggling with my voice, so I'm going to try to keep it down because when I talk a little bit louder, my voice breaks. Fighting a kind of a bad cold I've run into here, so just got to work my way through it. All right, so the Dow was up 28 points today. The trading range wasn't a whole lot bigger than what we got on Friday. So a couple little tight little bars in here. It may be struggling to get through this little resistance area here. We'll see. See what the S&P 500, on the other hand, closed again at another new high, although marginally. Just punched up here barely, closing above 2,100 for the first time ever. So that's another new milestone, I guess. The fact that these bars are getting a little bit smaller kind of bothers me a little bit. So we'll see if this is starting to get some compression. Of course, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to pull back, but we have had, you look at the NASDAQ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up days in a row. So a lot of times, a lot of times up to 3 or 4 days you get a pullback. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it pull back. It's up here at the top of the Keltner channel too on NASDAQ. So it's kind of out there on the edge. And it could just mean a little sideways consolidation like in here after it hits the edge. Or it could be more of a pullback. We'll see. See what it does. Okay, and the next one is the New York Composite, New York Stock Exchange Composite. And again, this is a little bit like a doji bar, so not nearly as strong as the others. Although the others, this wasn't a strong day of trading. A little bit of indecision, kind of waiting on stuff and watching, and so. I would have liked to have seen this be stronger, breaking above this trend line here, this neckline for this big formation. What we'll see again, whether or not we're going to get any follow through, but this is 1, 2, 3. This is 3 days up in a row. And the Russell 2000, similar type thing. And again, a tighter, smaller bar in terms of the trading range. Smaller. And this was kind of an inside day. So, again, not a whole lot to read into this. Let me look at, but this did continue to push higher, and it's closing at another new high there on the Russell 2000. All right, the short-term trading index, we do have the 10-day down below 0.9 now, so we're into this extreme reading. So we could, we'll see how far, and sometimes it's a little bit of a couple week leading indicator. So we'll have to continue to watch that like it did back here in September. Volatility, the VIX bounced up today. So it's bouncing up while the market was up also. So that's kind of interesting. Not a big move. It's kind of a doji type bar today. High-low, we pulled back a little bit fewer in terms of net new highs versus new lows for the year, 52-week. 143 more new highs than lows. So again, we're right in this kind of just going sideways choppiness type of thing. And we've talked about the fact that this hasn't confirmed, the push of the market higher. Now, if we get a strong move by the market and this expands, then that will help confirm that. But right now it's not confirming it. And we'll take a look at 3 ETFs today. Let's look at the home builders. Home builders continue to push to new highs, continue to upward trend. They're basically saying, economy's in great shape, giving it, the big okay. They're, we're building homes. And semiconductors are at pushed to another high in here. It's not an all-time high, I don't believe, because I think they were slightly higher back in 2001. But, you know, it's a long time ago in terms of the territory that this is in right now. Let's see if I can, yeah, I mean, where we're at right in here. Yeah, it was back here in 2000, 2001, which you can see how spectacularly up that was. But we're pushing at new highs here, so it's not rolling over yet. Is the whole point? You know, we're trying to, watch for that. Okay, and then the next one we're going to take a look at is the financial select XLF. And it was up a little bit, fractionally higher today, 0.08, so not much, but again, it's continuing to push a little bit in here. So it's continuing its upward move. And that's it for today. You know, again, just one day of trading. Let's go ahead and take a look at Facebook. And Facebook, it was interesting today. It started to rally and it got up here actually above the last 2-3 days, I think, 76.87. Yeah, it broke slightly above the last 2-3 days high, and then it just sold right back off and closed down here below the 10-day. Yesterday was right on the 10-day, or Friday. So we're down below the 10-day. The thing about Facebook right now, it's in this, choppiness. Okay, so this doesn't give me real warm and fuzzies about, wanting to, it's like you can trade this unless you can try to figure out how to get, grab the extremes, down in here. But again, I mean, this looks a little like barbed wire. Like this is the kind of stuff that'll just, mess you up as you try to trade it. So I am just kind of watching Facebook and waiting to see what happens and see if something, sets up a little bit better. Okay, now we'll take a look. The next one we'll take a look is FEYE. And FEYE is in breakout mode for sure. I mean, this is really, really strong, and the volume is huge. Look at these 3 days. Actually, these last 4 days. Well, it's a good thing I got a pause button on here, so when I start coughing and hacking and everything else, I can hit pause. So anyway, all right. So, big volume, big breakout, and it looks, everything looks really strong. And when you look at this, it looks like, you've gotten above this here, you've gotten above this here now, this pivot point. To me, the next point, and it's interesting that the intraday high today was right at this low over here. So if you just look at my line off my crosshairs, it comes right to the top of today's bar right here. So to me, the next potential resistance in here is right in the middle of this congestion, which would where this low is here. This low is right in the middle of the congestion. So my estimate on resistance is going to be right at, around in here, which is like what, 48.3, something like that. And that's about, 4.5 points above where we're at. Now, given what it's done in here, I'd be looking to see, does it give us an opportunity to get back and get on board? Does it do some kind of setup like this, some kind of pullback to the 10? So we'll just have to watch to see, or consolidate, some kind of consolidation pattern of some kind. But anyway, it's looking, very, very nice in terms of the breakout move. All right, the next one is First Solar. And First Solar's earnings come out, I believe, next Monday. And this is today's trading. So a little bit of consolidation going sideways here, but I like the looks of this. I mean, this looks like it's, kind of rounding and trying to put in this bottom here. And so, that looks nice. We're getting the moving average. You're getting 21 above the 55. So now you have the short term and the intermediate turning higher. So this looks good. And to me, when you sit back, you say, okay, well, here's a potential resistance point at this pivot high. And then you've got this gap target here in terms of potential gap fill up around 56. But again, that's, 5-6 points above where we're at right now. So Let me see what the indicators are looking like on this. I hate when the volume doesn't adjust like that. All right, so the RSI, getting a little bit of divergence on this move, a little bit of divergence here, short term, and we're getting some divergence here on the DI plus, but we're not getting it on the demand index. So that tells you because of this volume. See, the demand index factors in volume into its calculation, which is kind of nice. Why I like it. And so it's not giving the same picture. It's not confirming the same picture in terms of divergence. So that's interesting. Okay, so, well, that's the picture. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a breakout move on First Solar here. Continuation, anyway. And the last one we're going to take a look at is Gold Corp. I believe gold was down today. At least it was down big, or fairly well early on. I can't remember how it closed, and Gold Corp pulled back. So I'm sure it was down. The thing I'm looking at with Gold Corp is this looks like a big consolidation pattern in here. I'm not quite sure what to make of this yet. And when I look at this, this looks to me like a potential head and shoulders. So this kind of like purple line, or whatever you want to call it, purplish pink line, lavender line. It's a big head, and this could be another shoulder. Okay, now this is just me looking at stuff and seeing, okay, am I going to get some symmetry? Do I get this? Okay, I'm not saying I believe this strong enough to go in and buy calls on that right now. That's not what I would do. I see this picture where someone starts to confirm to me that wants to break out of that, then that's a different scenario. But right now, it's not showing me it wants to break out of it. But this is what I'm potentially looking for. Okay, this was kind of a double bottom that we had in here, and so this measurement from here to here, it didn't quite get there. I can't remember. I think I had it a little bit higher. But anyway, I think this is a possible scenario, and we'll just look to see whether or not it, does that or not, or does it, do something else? Does it, pull all the way back down? But right now, that's what I'm looking for, especially given this kind of consolidation that we see here. All right, that's it on Gold Corp. That's it for tonight, and hopefully I can get rid of this cold, start talking a little bit better, and let's see. I'll be back on Thursday night with another market update. All right, everyone, have a great Wednesday, Thursday, and until next time, stay focused, follow your plan, and trade without fear. Talk to you soon.